Have you ever wondered what happened to Nam Joo Hyuk? He used to be one of the most popular actors of the new generation, constantly starring in hit K-dramas, featured in countless brand campaigns, and followed by a legion of fans both in and outside of Korea. But then, all of a sudden, he vanished. No public appearances, no new media projects, and even his social media presence went quiet. What happened to him? Where is Nam Joo Hyuk? And why hasn't he shown up anywhere? The truth is, the actor's disappearance has more than one explanation. And no, it's not just about the controversies involving his name. Yes, he was accused of school bullying, and yes, that had a direct impact on his public image. But there's another factor, possibly even more decisive, that contributed to his retreat. A reason that many people overlook, but that explains why Nam Joo Hyuk simply vanished from the spotlight. And he did it at a delicate moment, right when his career was trying to bounce back. In today's video, we're going to show you everything, from the peak of his career to the moment the spotlight started to fade. We'll talk about the scandal, the silence that followed, the drama Vigilante, one of his last works before enlistment, and of course, where he is now, and what we can expect from him in the future. Nam Joo Hyuk wasn't just another pretty face who came out of nowhere. He built his career step by step, starting out as a model and later debuting as an actor in 2014 with the drama The Idle Mermaid. But it was only in Who Are You? School 2015 that he really began to gain attention, becoming popular as the classic high school crush that many viewers fell for. From there, everything took off. In 2016, he landed a leading role in weightlifting fairy Kim Bok-joo, one of the most beloved rom-coms of the time. That role showed he was more than just a fresh-faced heartthrob. He displayed real charm, winning fans over with his sweet and clumsy character. It was also on that set that he started dating actress and model Lee Sung-kyung, which only brought him more into the spotlight. The relationship didn't last, but it helped cement his name in the public's imagination. Over time, Nam Joo Hyuk began pursuing deeper roles, aiming to prove he wasn't just the boyfriend from dramas. In The Light in Your Eyes, 2019, he surprised many with a more emotional performance, and soon after landed the main role in the acclaimed Startup, 2020, where audiences were split. Some rooted for him, others preferred the second lead. This kind of division followed him for years. People either loved him or felt he didn't deliver enough. But the real turning point may have come with 25/21 in 2022. The series was a hit, and critics praised Nam Joo Hyuk's growth as an actor. It felt like he had finally found his place, not just praised for his looks, but now acknowledged for his talent. His portrayal of Baek Yi-jin was touching, emotional, and moved many viewers to tears. After that, Nam Joo Hyuk filmed Vigilante, a darker and more mature Disney Plus project based on a popular webtoon. In it, he played a vigilante targeting criminals who escaped justice. The drama was expected to showcase a new side of him and rekindle the public's respect. But shortly after Vigilante premiered, Nam Joo Hyuk vanished from the media. No interviews, no promotions, no posts. What many didn't realize is that, behind the scenes, a major decision had already been made, one that would completely change the course of his career. Just as he was reaching a new peak of recognition, the shock came: bullying allegations. The scandal broke in June 2022, starting, as it often does in Korea, with an anonymous tip to the press. A former classmate claimed to have been bullied by him during school years, and within hours, the news had exploded. His name was trending all over social media, and the speed at which the accusations spread was alarming. The problem was, unlike other celebrities who faced similar accusations, the timing couldn't have been worse. Nam Joo Hyuk was riding high on the success of 25/21, and people were used to seeing him as the good guy of K-dramas. His image was that of a sensitive, polite, almost idealized young man. So when stories surfaced about him allegedly intimidating classmates, excluding students, and being involved in violent incidents, everything fell apart. His agency, Management Soup, acted quickly. They denied the claims, promised an investigation, and announced legal action against anyone spreading rumors. Days later, new reports came out, with others claiming they too had suffered at Nam Joo Hyuk's hands. The agency stood firm. Everything would be treated as defamation, and lawsuits would be filed. But here's something important to understand. In South Korea, the mere existence of a scandal can be enough to destroy a celebrity's career, even if they're never formally charged or proven guilty. And that seems to be what happened in his case. No concrete evidence ever surfaced. No one took the case to court with undeniable proof, and the defamation lawsuits haven't seen much public progress. Still, his reputation was already deeply damaged. The brands that once sponsored him cut ties almost immediately. Social media was flooded with comments, some defending him, others attacking, and the public was divided. Some fans still believed in him and asked for proof before passing judgment, while others already saw him as just another cancelled celebrity. Vigilante, the series he was filming at the time, even had its release put into question. After all, a platform like Disney Plus couldn't risk being associated with an actor accused of bullying, even if there hadn't been any formal charges. case. Unlike scandals involving infidelity or substance use, which sometimes still leave room for redemption in the public eye, school bullying is an extremely sensitive issue in South Korea. That's because the country has one of the highest rates of teen suicide, with many cases linked to school bullying. The Korean public tends to be very strict with any celebrity involved in this kind of situation, even when the facts remain unclear. Nam Joo Hyuk tried to remain silent. He didn't give interviews or speak directly about the case. He let his agency handle all official statements, and that too was met with criticism. Some people expected him to come forward, say something, express remorse, or at least defend himself in person, but none of that happened. Shortly after, he finished filming Vigilante and announced that he would be enlisting in the military. Many saw this as an escape. Others viewed it as a strategic move to disappear from the spotlight until the controversy faded. But some questions still linger. Why did he decide to enlist right after everything happened? Where is he now? And was this break really a way to rebuild his image? In South Korea, all men between the ages of 18 and 28 are required to serve in the military for about 2 years, with very few exceptions. For idols and actors, this means an abrupt pause in their careers, with no guarantee they'll return to the same level of fame. It's like pressing a pause button in an industry that never stops spinning. Nam Joo Hyuk officially enlisted on March 20th, 2023, shortly after wrapping up Vigilante. And unlike some other actors who try to stay visible during their service, through scheduled content or farewell posts, he vanished completely. No pre-recorded videos, no emotional goodbyes. It was as if he had simply disappeared. But here's something most people don't know. His enlistment was already scheduled before the accusations came to light. So while the public believed he was hiding because of the scandal, he had actually already planned to begin his military service. And to make things even more surprising, he wasn't assigned to a light or symbolic role. Nam Joo Hyuk was placed in a tactical military police unit, one of the most physically demanding and disciplined branches of the service. This shows he wasn't trying to dodge responsibility. On the contrary, he chose a tough path, perhaps as a way to redeem himself in the public's eyes. But this kind of decision comes at a cost. Unlike other celebrities who leave behind a content schedule or work with their agencies to stay relevant, Nam Joo Hyuk opted for complete silence. No PR team keeping his image alive, no future projects announced, and no effort to stay on the public's radar. This total withdrawal had an unexpected effect. Even the Korean media began to ignore him, and his fan base lost momentum. An actor who, not long ago, was a magazine cover favorite and a public darling was no longer mentioned, not even on lists of most anticipated post-military comebacks. And that says a lot about how the Korean entertainment industry works. When someone disappears, whether due to scandal or mandatory service, there's no reserved seat waiting for their return. The audience moves on to the next name, the next drama, the next nation's boyfriend. And if the artist doesn't come back with a flawless return and perfect timing, they might never reclaim the place they once held. Vigilante, which could have been his big comeback, ended up getting lost in the middle of everything. It was released while he was already out of the public eye. No interviews, no promotions, no personal effort to push the series. The result? Even though the production was praised, and it really is very good, if you haven't seen it, I recommend it, it almost went unnoticed by the general public. And for those who did watch it, it felt more like a farewell than a return. Now, with his military service completed in September 2024, Nam Joo Hyuk faces one of the biggest challenges of his career, rebuilding his image after a forced hiatus, marked by scandal and total media silence. He is officially back to civilian life, but so far, only Disney Plus has announced that Vigilante Season 2 is in production, with no release date in sight. The actor hasn't given any interviews, nor has he made any significant public appearances. Today, Nam Joo Hyuk is a name stuck in almost. Almost at the top, almost a major comeback, almost a solidified star. And it's exactly that uncertainty that makes his story so intriguing and so hard to predict. The truth is, no one really knows what Nam Joo Hyuk is planning. He could be preparing a triumphant return, with a powerful role, a revamped public image, or even a revealing interview. But he could also be going through a personal process of rebuilding, away from the spotlight, trying to figure out whether there's still space for him in an industry that doesn't forgive silence. What we do know is that he has talent, he has beauty, charisma, and a still loyal fan base. But after everything that's happened, from the accusations to his disappearance, the real question is the public ready to welcome him back? And what about you? Do you still want to see Nam Joo Hyuk back on screen? Do you think he deserves another chance? Or has his time already passed? Tell me in the comments, because your opinion is part of this story too. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. We're always keeping an eye on the most intense stories and behind-the-scenes drama of the K-drama world. See you in the next video.